So we're doing that. So we're gonna set up the tripod real quick and then we're gonna get started. Hey YouTube, it's Jacob here and we're bringing you another one. So this is new for me because it's a vlog. Okay, never thought I was gonna do that, but I had a good time at my first vending event. I did a vending event. This is the postcards I was giving out, and my coloring book. I had pen. Well, these pens weren't there at the time. We'll talk about that. I had all this different stuff, and I had a good time. So this event happened so last minute because that Friday, my coloring books came, and I was like, should I do that event? I mean, I got everything I need. So I sent them an email. I was like, do you guys still have available space this Sunday, which was that Sunday, so 2 days from then. I got an email that night late. Okay, so things are not as neatly prepared as I would like because very last minute, I'm going to a vending event this Sunday, which is like, I just got the books today. It has to be done quickly. So these are posters that I need to roll up. I'm not going to roll up all of them because I don't need all of them. There's 8 different posters, so I'm going to roll up 5 of each. So that's still a lot of posters. That's 40 posters I need to roll up. But I got to do that now. So that's it. And this was in Hoboken, New Jersey. So I'm upstate New York. So that was a little drive, but it wasn't too bad. I went with Aztec Night. We drove down. And you know what? Thank God for YouTube because like I would say before looking at videos on YouTube, I think I was like maybe 70% prepared just on the simple fact that I've done events before. And just logically, there's just certain things you know you need. But YouTube really got me really like to 100% so that I didn't feel like I was missing anything. So the night before I prepared everything. And that was one of the tips that one of the YouTubers I watched said, which was prepare everything the night before. Like literally set your table with all the products you want, like literally set your whole table, the decorations, everything. Take pictures so then the next day you're not like doing that. Because when you're processing, like what do I do? How do I want to set it up? I mean, that's not what you want. Okay, so the night before I made sure I set it up. I also prepared my cart the night before too because I wanted to make sure I could fit everything in the cart, and then I also had an idea how I wanted to fit it in the car so that when I got there, easy peasy, in and out, that's it. I literally could not sleep. I was so excited, and then I didn't get to bed till like 3 o'clock in the morning anyway, but I was so excited, not really nervous, just excited to get started. So I was just like, let's do this. Like, I'm so ready to do this. It was great because Aztec Knight helped me pack the car. So he came early with me. We packed the car up. It was great to have him also have an extra help with the camera as well. So we stopped by Dunkin' because I knew there wasn't going to be really a time to eat really. So I was like, if we eat something heavy, it'll hold us out until after we're done. We're going to be pumping it out is what I was assuming and hoping to be the case. So after we went to Dunkin', we hit the road and we drove to Jersey where the event was. And actually, because I used to do Uber in Jersey area, so I've driven past this place many times, but I didn't know they had an event in this actual area. So that was kind of cool to see like, oh wow, there's an event that happens here. I drive past this all the time. So the event started at 11. We had to be there by 9:30. So we got there like literally 9:30. We started packing up, setting or unpacking the car. And it was like they were like, you could park here to unload, but once you're done, you got to move your car. So we're like, all right, let's unload. We set up the tent. We put everything the way it was supposed to be. I actually forgot to take the picture the night before, but I remembered because it was the night before. And I literally laid it all out. And then Aztec Knight went and moved the car so that I could man the table. And literally before it was still like 10:30 once we were like really done. And literally before it was even like literally open, we sold 2 books. And you know, you could have thought I sold all the books. Like, I'm like, I literally just sold 2 books. We're on a roll. Let's do this. And like right at the beginning before it started, I think like maybe right before it started, I was like, let me go live on Instagram because I knew it was gonna be hard to want to record and all that. So I didn't get much footage like I wanted to of the event, but I did go live on Instagram for a little bit and I knew I could save that clip here as well. So listen, there was no sitting. I mean, Aztec Knight maybe sat for like a second, but there was no sitting. Like we were standing all day. And it was just like, it was fun. It wasn't like super packed, but also wasn't like so dry where I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know if this is the best thing for me. So I'm glad it wasn't discouraging, but it also didn't get me hyped up and then like lied to me for the next event. So it was really a great experience. Like, it was really great. I did go to the bathroom once. I could have went the whole day without going. To be honest, that was what I was planning. Like, hey, I'll go to the bathroom when this is all over. But things got to a point where Aztec Night and I really started to get a flow of things. Because that was the thing. Like, we had to get a flow of it. So we got a flow. We started to realize, all right, this is how we're doing it. This is how once we got to that point, then we were like, all right, let's take a break in the sense of like, not just going to the bathroom, but then walking around, going to the other tents, the other venues, visit the other tables to really see like, what are the other people doing? So, and that's what I did. I did go to the bathroom, and then I was like, all right, let me look around and see what other people are doing, what other food things are there. And let me tell you, the food people are making the money. Those are the people, if you can make something, a cake, a pastry, a food, whatever you can make, you can jar something up, go to a vendor, you gonna make the money. Give out these free samples, they gonna buy the product. I'm just telling you, they the ones that's making the real money. Okay. And it was great. I was able to really walk around, and I seen a great deal of people. I definitely wanted to check out the black owned businesses because I'm a black owned business. So I wanted to see what they're doing, what their setups are. And it was just some great, amazing products out there. So my goal for the day was to make back what I put in, not product wise. We got years before this product money come back to me. Okay. But in a sense of that day. So the venue or the spot was $100, and then I paid my bro $150. So that was $250. So I literally made back double. I actually made back double that day from what I put out. So basically I made about 500. Actually, I made a little bit more, about 500 something dollars. So that's not a lot, but for me, for my first time, it was a big deal to make that amount of money. So the items that I sold, it was about, just rounding up, was about 20 books that I sold. And it was definitely some magnets sold, some stickers, some pins, but I didn't sell, and that was all that I had. I didn't even have this item, which I really love. I have buttons. I didn't have any buttons. There was other stickers, other magnets. That same day that my books came was also the day that these packages, these stickers and all the other stuff came. And which one is more important? Well, I was going to have to skip out on that because the books was more important. So I didn't get it until Monday or Tuesday, which means the event was already over. So my display, I have two standing banners that I should be getting today, hopefully. Didn't come on time either. Well, it came on time, it just didn't come in time for the event. So I was like, well, I need something that's gonna work. So I had my posters, my standing, those things is trash. I threw them in the trash. Not the poster, but the thing that was holding up the thing. You pay for what you get with stuff. And it was cheap from Amazon, and it turned up broke. I used it, I made it do what it do. I taped it to the tent so it could stand a little bit more. And I had a real live poster. Well, not real poster. It was like a mock-up version of it. Of The Wiz, The Wizard of Oz, and Queen Peach, the one that's right here, but in a board form so that people can get an idea of what the size of the poster is, and then they can kind of see what I do. And it definitely helped because people was really intrigued by it, especially The Wizard of Oz and The Wiz. They were really intrigued by it. So the audience, the crowd, it was mostly white, older women, more like grandparent age. Of course, it was pretty mixed, but that was like the majority, which is not really my audience, but it did well because they bought books for their grandkids. So I really definitely want to be in a crowd that's either more black or young or urban, because I know that reflects the type of work that I do, and it reflects my audience even on Instagram and things like that. So I'm sure that crowd would really appreciate a book like this, because you got to remember, they more so bought the book because it looked nice. It was a coloring book, so they know a kid would enjoy it, and also they like me, my personality, so because of me, they bought the book. But they didn't know any of the content that was in the book. So I think an audience that knows the content would respond differently than one that just thinks it looks good and would buy it for their grandkids. To that point, the posters didn't sell at all. I sold everything, at least one of everything, except the posters. I didn't sell it all. There are many reasons, but one of the main reasons I think is the audience. Like, an older white woman is probably not going to have a picture of Peach on her wall, whereas maybe a young I don't know, fashion designer who has a shop might want a piece like that on their wall, or maybe like a hairstylist might want a piece like that. But that's more urban, that's more young, so it just wouldn't fit a white older woman necessarily, and that's probably why they didn't sell. There's another reason, but we'll talk about it later. So my feedback from the people. So this is what I heard from the people as they were coming up. Number one, they love my setup and my outfit. So it was my J-Cut stuff. that was important, and I'm glad to have heard that from many people, because that was my point, that if it looks nice, then they'll leave with the thought that it looked nice. Okay, so the fact that I got that a few times really made me really happy. Another thing he said, they love my art. Another thing, they love my art style and my quality. So they really love the style of my art, the textures, the vibrancy of everything, but they also love that the quality of my work. Everything is good quality. Like, these are really good pens. The quality is great. The print is great. They like that, and I like that too. Another feedback that I got was, and this is more of me observing, like, they were more impressed that I drew the stuff than the stuff itself, because they thought it was just like random art in a book that I maybe got off of like Google or something. I just searched blank stuff and put it all in a book and sold it. Once I said I drew all it and I'm the artist, their energy shift, and this was every single time, their energy shift, and they were much more intrigued, much more interested. Whereas before, they're like, okay, this is nice. I'm like, oh, I'm the artist, I drew all this stuff, and it's like, oh, this is cool. Like, it was a different vibe. Another thing that I got from this, I definitely need more payment methods. I thought I was prepared. I mean, obviously I was prepared with cash. So I had $50 broken into, no, I'm sorry. I had 50 in ones and 50 in fives. I probably would get more fives next time because the ones were okay. But when it came to card, I do have the chip, the card reader. So I have the card reader. This is the card reader that I have, which is through PayPal. Not sponsored, but this is what I use. And it's really great because you can tap with their card, which was what most people did. It was the better way. And then you can also insert the card, and you can put the card number in. Nobody had to do that, but if there was some hiccups, we could do that. I only had one issue, and it wasn't even that long. It was a little delay, and I just had to cancel it and re-upload it, and I didn't have any issues other than that. Of course, I had a portable charger. This portable charger lasts 24 hours or so. It can literally charge forever. So you definitely want that backup, because you never know what can happen with your batteries. But, and this is great because it connects to my PayPal. So any card you can use, it connects, they can pay with PayPal, and they can also pay with Venmo, which I didn't realize I set up. So when people were asking Venmo, I was trying to use my phone when actually they could have went through this process. Another thing was Apple Pay. Like, a lot of people wanted to use Apple Pay, but you got to have your, like, because Aztec Knight was also trying to do payments as well sometimes, I had to take my passwords off my phone so he can just easily get through my phone. But you got to have passwords on in order to use Apple Pay. So it was like, Apple Pay just didn't really work for this scenario. So maybe if I get Wi-Fi on my iPad again, because I used to have it, but I wasn't never using Wi-Fi. If I get it back on there, then maybe I can use my iPad as the payment method so that my phone is free. I think that's what I need to do. So after that, it was really great. It was smooth selling. It was packed pretty much the whole time. It wasn't extremely packed like these new events I'm about to be going to are probably gonna be. But this one I think was just perfect for my first one. The weather was fantastic. It was just like, thank God for this event, because it was like great for my first time. So then I have an idea of how bad it can be and how great it actually can be. So that when the next event comes, if it's not as good, I can say, oh, it's this event, or maybe it's something I'm doing that is making it that way, as opposed to this is how vending is. So I'm glad I had that experience so that I can have a great picture about vending in general. So I'm really, really excited about the next event. So after that, of course, we had to unpack. Aztec Knight was like, look, we're going to go to the last minute. And I'm glad he had that energy. It was like, look, everybody, some people are unpacking like 10, 15 minutes before the time was over. I'm like, look, let's just wait, to the end. And he was like, look, let's wait till the very end. I'm like, yes, I'm with you on that. Nobody came, but the point is we were able to get some more cars out. We still was up and running, at least until it was over. So packing up to leave was more mentally challenging than it was to unpack to set up when we got there. Maybe because I was so exhausted that I was kind of over it, but it's like, just because we're done doesn't mean we're done. So I had to really overcome the tiredness and overcome the it's done, because it ain't done until I get back to my apartment and unpack all this stuff. So it was a little bit like, all right, let's do this. So that's probably the most negative part about vending, is that you are doing. And I was exhausted for like 3 days after that. Literally, like, I've never been that tired before, like, after a day. Like usually you go to sleep, you're right. The next day I was probably more beat and more exhausted than I was the day before. But I think the more I do it, the more I'll get the hang of it. After we were done, we stopped by Popeyes, okay, because we were hungry and we got some chicken. So what did I learn? So I learned that people connected to what they see. It's hard to like connect to something that isn't there. So like I had a digital version, like a sell where they get 25% off of the digital pack if they order it right then and there, but you can't see a digital pack. And then it was like they would have to go online, and it's just something nobody wanted to do because you can't see it. And I think that's probably why my posters didn't do well also, because one, what they saw aren't the actual posters. Actually, the posters are better quality than what they see. That's number one. But also, it was in a bag. It was a cool bag, but it's just in a bag. So I think what I need to do is at some point I need to have them up, but it's a little expensive. You got to get different things and all that. But at the very least, I'm gonna have it out, like standing up, so you can see the rolled up posters, and that's more intriguing. Like, oh, I see the posters, but because it was just in a bag, it wasn't intriguing them. So they're not interested in what they're not seeing. So you got to put it in. Also, they bought more. So I had two stickers at the time. I had the peach sticker, and I had the kid in play. Let me show you. So I had the Queen Peach sticker, and I also had the kid in play sticker. Which one you think sold that day? It was the peach. Okay, I felt like Dora Explorer. And which one do you think I sold today? Peach. But why? Because I had the Queen Peach poster out. So they saw that, and that's what was, of course, every audience is different, things like that, but they buy what they can see. Now, people did like this, those who knew what it was, but this just looked cooler and more intriguing because they saw a bigger version of it presented. And let me tell you, and I already had, like, this was one of those things where in my 75% of preparation, I already knew I was gonna do this, but to hear it by every YouTuber was, and I understand why. Postcards are important. That's the front. It has my YouTube, the YouTube link, my website link, my Instagram link, and then my Patreon link for those who might want to join. And you can color this part. See, that's why it's not shiny, right? That was one of the best things that I had, because at the very least, they got to walk away with something that to them, I think, was really cool. I think they thought it was pretty cool, and I think it's cool myself. So it was something they could take with them and remember me, even though I'm not there. Most important item, I think, was my postcards. Also, the great thing about the postcards, it encouraged them to come over. Actually, Aztec Knight coined a phrase that I think I'm gonna use going forward. He's like, did you get a postcard? He knows they didn't get a postcard by saying, did you get one? One, he made a point, which is, there's gonna be a lot of people walking by. We can't remember everybody's face, which is not fully true. You think that's the case, but you wind up remembering, oh wait, you came back, or oh, you did buy that thing early. You do kind of remember, not forever maybe, but you do remember it. But the point is, maybe you don't, and then you can say, did you, as opposed to, here's one that I already got one. Like, oh, did you get one? Oh yeah, I did get one. Or, which is their response, no. But then by them grabbing, they come closer. Then we get to say, we have this coloring book. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm using it going forward. Oh yes. The other great thing that helped with the cells and what I learned was breaking down the assets or the aspects of the book. You know, it's perforated lines. It's, you know, it's not double-sided so that you can put it on a wall. You can rip it out. It's nice and thick paper. You can use any medium. Those things were encouraging to the buyer, and people who bought were always the ones that heard all that information. So using those perks, those little things, is why the value of the book goes higher and higher and higher, and I think people enjoyed that. Another thing I learned, which I already kind of knew, and YouTubers said it as well, which is stand and be engaged, okay? Actually, I had two neighbors, one on my left side and one on my right side. The left side neighbor, we were able to really connect. We exchanged information. I feel like if I was by myself, she would have watched my tent. She would have let me go to the bathroom, and I feel like I would have did the same with her. I didn't have any connection with the one on my right side. Then also as me, like I have to be the one to do that, but also she wasn't really inviting. Why? She was sitting on her phone the whole time. You can tell she's probably done this a few times, so she's gotten a little mundane about it. Whereas the person on my left, come to find out, it was her first time, which means we both were really excited, but the energy is what made me feel more welcome to talk to her. So, but if I felt that just as neighbors, how much more are the people who are gonna buy those products? So, and then not just that, the one on my left standing the whole day like me, one on my right sitting the whole time, literally the whole time. And I also didn't see many sales on her, whereas she and I had a lot of sales. So, I mean, it was just from that, you can see how engaging it is to stand and be present with your customers and smile if you can. If you're not wearing a mask, you can smile, and that encourages people to come over. Trust me, you'll know. I need a video about this. You can tell the ones that are just not interested because of the way they walk by your tent, okay? And the ones that are interested but just are afraid to say something. So you gotta initiate, just saying. And what I also learned is that you gotta check out the other vendors. Other vendors came and bought my book, and I came and bought some of their items as well. Some items I bought out of support, like maybe I don't care too much about this, but I'm gonna buy it because I really like you. And there were some that I was like, no, I want this item. Actually, I want more of these items when I go home. So, but you would have never met them online, so you got to meet them in the vending space. So it was you gotta meet them if you can, if you have time, because sometimes it's gonna be really busy where you just don't have the time. But if you have the time where you could separate, walk around, meet the other people, of course I came with a bunch of my cards, gave them, and with my business cards, gave it to them. You never know who you're gonna meet. So connect with the people. And let me tell you, 2 heads are better than 1. So literally on the right side, the girl had 1 person, which you could tell that was a good help. The girl on my left had like 85 people with her, okay? I'm like, girl, you're gonna be all right. But 2 people is enough. 3 is probably really good too, because you can have someone who can do a lot of prep stuff, and then 2 of you deal with the customers. But at least 2. 1 can be really hard. I can tell, at least if it was just me, I save more money on paying someone else to help me. So there's the pros and cons of that. I am able to do it by myself. One of my main plan was to make sure I could set up the tent by myself, set the table up by myself. And I did it all in my apartment maybe months ago, just to make sure if I ever had to do it by myself, that I can. But my goal is to not do that so that I can be more efficient and faster, because when I was dealing with the customers, Ignite was either picking up another person or dealing with the bags and the books and other things that just makes it faster and seamless for me and the person I'm working with. So 2 heads are definitely better than 1 with these events and these vending things. I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot more of these in the new year. It's starting to get cold, so these are my last 2 for the year. Maybe I'll do some more outdoor ones, but my goal is to start doing indoor ones, going to conventions and events. So I'm definitely gonna be doing this a lot more. I'm really excited about it. While you're at it, go to jcutt.com, get yourself a coloring book that you can order and get online. And here's all the great content that's inside. Go to the description down below. The digital pack is also available. You can get that now on jcutt.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button, because we're going to keep bringing this up to you, and I'm going to keep bringing events and things that I'm doing and more vlogs to you guys, so you can see the process and progress behind what I'm doing. Soon you'll see a shipping video, and this is more about getting my books and the shipping process and getting the boxes all stamped and all that stuff. So you'll see that video soon once I get this out. Probably, if not by the end of the year, within the new year, you'll see that video. Also, click right here, you'll see a sticker mule review. The first one, I have a second one coming out as well, but click right here, you'll see some of the stickers and how good the quality is from that brand. And that's it. Come on in now and go ahead and find me in Jersey and New York area and get yourself some of these products before they're all gone. What are you doing? I know you're not about to leave without liking or sharing or something. I know you see that red button. You better subscribe to my channel. See you soon.